You know what's funny? All those people screaming, "Build the wall," now sitting dry and safe because Mexican firefighters pulled y'all stupid asses off the roof.
So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So some group of Mexicans, decided to come help with all of the flood happening in Texas. And the thing is that they were actually sent back or even deported, some of which they arrested. And this guys, or the governor or whosoever he is, was like, even if it's Jesus Christ, he makes some statement concerning even if it's the personal Lord and Savior, he's also gonna be deported. Like this sparked a lot of controversy on the social platforms, and I was able to put up some of those stitches. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts.
You know what's funny? All those people screaming, "Build the wall," now sitting dry and safe because Mexican firefighters pulled y'all stupid asses off the roof. We all saw the news about the Texas floods, neighborhoods underwater, families stranded, people on rooftops, waiting for someone, anyone, to come and get them. And who showed up? Mexican firefighters, not sent by their president. They volunteered. They crossed that same border that y'all wanted to wall off. Now, I know it's not everybody in Texas. I'm only talking to this certain group that wanted to build the wall. None of those firefighters' papers were checked. No questions asked. They just wanted to do the right thing. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't have come to help y'all. Absolutely not. Meanwhile, the same Texans that voted to put billions into walls and detention centers, y'all wanted to keep those same people out, the same people that rescued you. We wanted to keep them out. You wanted them deported. You called them criminals and invaders. But when the water came, when you were stuck in your attic with your kids crying, it wasn't your governor on the boat. It wasn't Border Patrol. It was the same people that you wanted to keep out. Now, this is the part y'all don't want to admit. Hate has no loyalty. It never has. It doesn't save you when you need it. You voted to criminalize the border, to militarize it, right? To make sure that they knew that they weren't welcome. But nature doesn't care about your politics. Disasters don't care about your hate. And when shit got real, the only thing that mattered to you was who would actually help, right? So yeah, just know that if you voted for that wall, you're a piece of shit. Because you didn't just vote against policy, you voted against people. People who still showed up for you when you needed them the most. Think about that the next time you want to talk about invasions. Because the only thing that invaded your town was the flood. And they're the ones that saved you from it. Count your blessings.
Texas is now actively denying and rejecting help for its own people. Because on Saturday, July 12th, they told all of the firefighters that came from Mexico to go back and leave because of bureaucracy and permits, and I'll let one of them tell you in this video.
Bueno amigos, pues nos acaban de informar que muchos de las brigadas que están aquí trabajando tienen que regresar debido a temas burocráticos, permisos y todo eso, ¿no? Y bueno, pues prácticamente nos estamos despidiendo de ellos porque Topos Azteca se queda. Al final todos ellos estuvieron trabajando, muchos de ellos con sus propios recursos. Y bueno, pues es una despedida muy emotiva. Pero bueno, al final la misión tiene que continuar.
These firefighter teams are specialized in search and recovery efforts for flooding specific to rivers, and now they're being sent back despite being one of the first to jump into action. They were not expecting this. They were going to stay as long as they needed to until the job was done, but now they're being told to leave. Mind you, they came here with their own equipment and their own supplies, and they were doing this all for free. They weren't going to send an invoice or a bill to the state of Texas charging them for their services. The only ones that are staying behind are the Topos Aztecas, but they're trained in search and recovery. They're not trained like these firefighters were in water rescues, and there is more rain forecasted for the hill country area in the coming days. So here is an example of the Texas government rejecting help for its own people simply because it's coming from Mexico. What a shame.
Morning, guys. Happy Sunday. Real quick, I just wanted to pop in this morning just to give a little observation on something. You guys remember me telling you about when when Greg Abbott was sitting back saying his hands is tied, he doesn't have any, he can't do anything, he doesn't have any funds to send out rescuers and searchers, and Donald Trump was off playing golf and partying, and that the Mexicans came over the border and wind up rescuing people from the flood, including the sheriff's daughter and grandkids. They found them on top of a roof and they rescued them, and that sheriff owes the life to his daughter and grandchildren to those Mexicans, and he acknowledged that. He acknowledged it in front of a press conference, and it didn't go over too well because he was saying that they could come over and could apply for citizenship or something like that, but they really didn't like that. So Greg Abbott came out and said that they will be rounding up and arresting any of those Mexicans that came over to do search and rescue for Texans. He came out and said he's in full agreement of them being arrested because they didn't have permission to come here. You didn't even have the funds or the resource to go and search for your own people, and the people that came over to do it for you, you want to arrest them, really. See, this is why nobody has any empathy for people like you. This is why a lot of people get caught up in people not having empathy for the entire state of Texas, because of representation in people like you in Texas. Those people came over out of the kindness of their hearts to come over and help people who has persecuted, crucified, and arrested and tortured them. And they still came over and helped your people who were in aid. And your leader of that state came out and said that he co-signs their arrest. That's why you deserve the day you are having, because people like that keeps putting words out of their mouth and into the atmosphere. That has to be answered. And I also heard that Greg Abbott was the one that said if God came to Texas that he would be deported or something like that, or he couldn't get in, and 12 hours later that flood came through. You're cursing your own selves, and you're going to continue to be cursed because you'll continue to put people over you. You continue to put people in charge of Texas that are going to continue bringing the curse of God down on you. Y'all guys need to really do some serious reality and some soul searching, some serious reality check and some soul searching, because you're being cursed. And if you're not careful, that curse is going to follow you into your afterlife.
For the sister, Lucretia Bates and her family, it's so cool that y'all made it out safe and sound. And what my queen and I always say, it's something about black women, and when it comes to their intuition, she saw the flood waters. Well, she saw the river rising quickly. And the first thing that she do, she reach out to her king and she say, hey, this is not normal, so we need to get ghosts. They left, other people stayed there, and we know who they are. They call themselves sticking it out, and I don't know what it is that some people just think it's not going to affect him, but I'm glad that the sister and her family made it out. And then for that individual in the White House to say there's nothing that the U.S. could have done, but you have individuals that come from Mexico to lend a hand in regards to flooding. That shows a lot about your character. That shows a lot about who you are. But again, this is not surprising because you showed your character in 2016. And you showed your character in 2020. And you're showing it again in 2025. And yet, white people wanted you back in office. One thing I can say about 2025, black women ain't playing. And white people, you all are just diabolical. And for Charlie Kirk to come on Beyonce's internet and say that the DEI was one of the reasons why there were basically deaths in Texas for this flood. Again, two type of Caucasians, white people that happen to be white. White people out something else. For the sister, Lucretia Bates and her family.
I support ICE deporting the Mexicans who helped during the floods.
Well, hey, motherfuckers. Now that's Gregory Abbott, the governor of Texas, letting you know that he condones the arrest of Mexican rescuers that were sent to Texas to help them in their time of crisis. There were families in Trump country sitting on the top of motherfucking roofs watching their rescuers be arrested by ICE agents. Not only did Cheeto cut the funding for FEMA and end USAID and all of the organizations that would normally be there to help that family off the roof, Governor Abbott is now arresting the motherfuckers that are stepping in, volunteering to save American lives. This is proof that these motherfuckers have more racism and hate in their heart for Mexicans than they have love for American citizens. They'd rather watch you motherfuckers die than accept help from people that don't look like them. I hope somebody got their asses off the fucking roof.
And when it comes to Mexico sending aid to Texas, y'all take your ass back home. This racist ass media ran country wouldn't even acknowledge that Mexico sent relief help. Take your ass home because they don't appreciate you. They don't appreciate your efforts. I know you didn't do it for the press and the social media praise, but you should have gotten it anyway. They shouldn't rely on us to tell the internet that Mexico sent relief to Texas. The own damn president ain't even been there yet. Not a damn step in there. I already told you why, because that would require him to have sympathy, which he's not going to have. There's no money to be made. The money's destroyed, if anything. That's why he took his ass to Alligator Alcatraz, which that's his shit, but stop playing in everybody's damn face. All the Mexicans who came here for relief and to help what happened in Texas, I'm so damn sorry, but I want y'all to stop coming to America's aid because they're not going to do it for you. Sometimes you're so much of a good person, you have to learn when to fucking say no. Just say no. Say that shit ain't your problem. The same way they do you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Stop bending over backwards for somebody who won't even lean forward for you. Stop going out your way for somebody who have already expressed they hate you, they can't stand you. Let what happens, happens. If it's not your family or your people or people of color that's black and brown or whatever the hell else you got going on, stop feeling like you have to come to the rescue of Americans because they ain't gonna come to your rescue. They're in your country right now telling you that you need to be more Americanized on your damn land. Get y'all asses, go back home and go where you appreciate it and love, because clearly it ain't here.
So it's going viral that Governor Greg Abbott, who is the governor of Texas, he said that if God was an illegal, that they would deport him as well. There's no favoritism here. This is interesting because just about 12 hours after this, that's when the flood in Texas, Central Texas, happened. And so you might say, well, that's just a random coincidence. No, the reason why I don't believe it is because how can you deport God off of the earth that he created? That's for one. Two, it just seems like you're completely mocking him. That doesn't make sense to me. And then three, we have seen people who have mocked God in the past and then the end result was never good for them. I'm not one of those people who say Texas got what it deserves because it didn't. he should have gotten what he deserves. However, if this is God responding to what he said, the blood is on this man's hands. Because what do you mean you would deport God? Then people will say, well, like, God doesn't respond to anything anymore. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. And then when he does do something, it's like, oh my gosh, God, it's just like God can't win with simple-minded people. And so what really should have happened in this is that it should have just been directed at him. Seriously. Also, apparently, I don't know if he's to blame for this, but there were tremendous budget cuts due to anything weather related. And so they were missing like 5 different department heads that would have been able to detect this flood and to help people to get to safety and to help prepare people. However, they did budget cuts. And so there wasn't anybody really working. Now, we don't know if that's the exact cause of it, but does it all lead back to him?
Like, seriously, love this. You know, these people, the same people that is being sent out from the country, that is being deported, that is being harassed, that is being, you know, was actually the same people that came to rescue people who needed them, people whom their own people actually abandoned. Texas people were experiencing this flood of the thing, and there is no aid, no help, and these people from Mexico decided to come help, and now these guys are not even appreciated, and now these guys are sent back. They are being humiliated. Like, these people practically did what you were able to do. You actually vowed to take care of your own citizens, to, you know, do whatsoever you feel like. And now you are even comparing these people on all of the tragedy that happened with football game. Like, I think these folks actually think that life is a joke. Because, you know, if it doesn't affect your family, if it doesn't affect your loved ones, you don't really see it as something that is very serious, because you are not losing anyone. You know, when people that look like me, I often say that these guys do not really care about anybody. They don't care about you. All they care about is themselves. These guys can fund any weapon, they can fund anything, they can fly on the air, they can do whatever, but they can spend huge amount of money to fund, you know. No, I think they did, but these people rejected it, like the last administration did. But they rejected it. Even this present administration right now couldn't. You know? Because of greed, because of resentment, because of reasons, when the last administration was trying to like prevent something like this, these Texas people, I heard that they actually rejected that offer. They rejected it. And now, look at what is happening. And the people that you guys trusted, people that you thought that was going to come to your rescue, some of them are even somewhere playing basketball, some went to club, to the, you know, golf club. Some even were like, oh, you know, some are not using you to make emphasis with football match. Like, when one of our sisters was like, oh, all of these things has everything to do with reasons, and now this is the consequences of reasons. A pan-colored man was actually so upset. A pan-colored man was upset because the sister made that remark or that statement. But this is the truth. There is always a genesis. There's a genesis to every problem. There is a root to every problem. But if you are so, you know, if someone that does not want to, you know, look into the root cause of a problem, how do you think that this problem will be solved? And this man even goes as far as to make statement of using, even if Jesus Christ is documented, whatever, is going to send them back. Like, these people should really be ashamed of themselves, because the same people, they keep on trying to like deport them, put them in ICE facility and alligator air cartels, are the same people helping their own citizens. And it's not people helping their own citizens. And instead of them to give them a remarkable remark and praise them, they are like, I see egoistic people. At this point, there is nothing you do to these kind of people that will make them to really I must really commend these Mexican people that drove all the way to come save these people. Meanwhile, the people who are meant to save these people are all relaxed and looking for what and who to blame. And when somebody decides to make a statement to try to make you see a reason why the whole course of this thing channels back to something like this, so many people comes out to agitate. And the thing is that they even goes as far as to blame people that looks like me. What is the name of this man? Charlie Creek or Crack? I don't. Please forgive me if I cannot pronounce his name. He goes as far as to blame DEI for whatsoever that is happening in Texas. He was, the man is incompetent, this, that, and in the middle of this whole thing, they would rather blame every other person, but never to blame themselves. And this is the world and society we find ourselves. And even up to now, these people, these Conk MAGA supporters, still do not really want to understand and get the point. These guys do not care about anyone. So far it's not affecting them directly or indirectly. They don't care. They only care when it affects them directly. And at this point, it's just so disappointing. They only care when it affects them directly. These other people do not care. They don't. Quite good. Anyway, of this one, just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovely, if you're not subscribed to your girl, a huge favor to click on the subscription button, and I will see you love when I upload next one. Or in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. And I will see you love when I upload the next one.